Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Self-Care Society. My name is Danika. I'm going to be your guide for today's class, and I'm very excited that you're here. This is a very special class. It is our first pre-recorded core Self-Care Society class, and this came together because of our members and the most amazing feedback we get from you asking for what might help you keep your self-care more consistent. And so what we want to do is once monthly release a pre-recorded class that you could do at your own pace for those days where our schedule doesn't align with your availability, or you want to take a class on a Saturday and there isn't one, or a Thursday morning. So whenever you're using this is perfect. I built this class as really inspired by my traditional self-care checklist. This is what I was doing before the wonderful world of Self-Care Society existed. And so this is my typical everyday sort of checklist that I'm going to take you through. So I'm really excited for you to be here. Thank you to everyone who just continually provides feedback and shows up. Feel free to do this as often as you want. We'll release a new one each month so you don't get bored. And I think that's about it. So all you need for class is a journal or a note-taking app. And I believe that's really all there is. There's no need to pause this video. I've left time and space in it for you to do the activities. The only reason that you might need to pause it is if you feel like you need more time on an activity, and that's perfectly wonderful. So feel free to do that as you need. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with a little bit of breath work. So please, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And I'm just going to guide us through a couple deep breaths. So we're actually going to go for the same count inhale and the same count exhale, and we're going to build up to 8. So what that is going to look like is we're going to breathe in for 1 count and then out for 1 count. And then we're going to breathe in for 2 counts and out for 2 counts. So we're going to work our way up to long, deep breaths all the way up to in count for 8 and out count for 8. Okay? So close your eyes, put your feet on the floor, feel supported in your chair. And let's begin. Breathe in, 1, out, 1, in, 2, out, 2, in, 3, out, 3, in, 4, out, 4, in, 5, out, 5, in, 6, out, 6, in, 7, out, 7, last one, in, 8, out, 8. Beautiful. Now, keeping your eyes closed, we're just going to do a quick meditation body scan. So I want you to imagine your focus point at the top of your head. And if it helps you, you can imagine a big ball of golden light, and you're sort of going to scan through your body with that big ball of golden light. And I found that to be really energizing. So think about the top of your head and down through your brain, through your eyes and your ears, your nose, your mouth, jaw, your chin, down through your neck and your throat, spreading out across your collarbones, your shoulders, down your upper arms, and your elbows, and your lower arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips, coming right back up to your chest. And let's stay on our heart just a little extra time. Filling our heart with that golden light, staying really present in our bodies. Our body is our GPS system. It shows us what to do. It gives us the answers that we're often seeking outside us. So we can stay in our body through things like this. We get access to that GPS system in a much more efficient way. So moving down from your heart into your ribs and all your organs, into your stomach, sending extra love to your stomach, especially if you've been at battle with it. Into your digestive tracts, and your pelvis, to your hips, and your bum, to your upper legs, down into your knees, into your calves, your ankles, tops of your feet, bottom of your feet, your toes, and that golden light just illuminating and filling you up head to toe. What do you notice? Do your shoulders drop? Do you sit taller? Does your heart expand? Let's take a deep breath into that golden light. And release. And you can open your eyes. Beautiful work. So the next thing we're going to do is you'll get out your journals. We have a lot of different writing stuff happening here. And I want you to get out your journal, and all I want you to write down is we're just going to get intentional about our sleep and our rest. So this is something that I've been tracking for quite some time. And so what I want you to do is write down how long you slept. So I typically will write, for example, 9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. And the next set I'll write 8.5 hours of sleep. And then I'll usually make any notes about how my sleep quality was. So I wrote, I slept well. I might write, it was so nice to have the AC working, or Kingsley got in and out of the bed and woke me up a lot. It's just a way to get really intentional about your sleep and to notice if for some reason maybe you are sacrificing some sleep, and if that's something you need to make up for later in the day, okay? So just take about 30 seconds to write down the times you slept, how long that was, how many hours you got, about roughly, you might not remember exactly, and any notes. All right, great. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 1 minute to tidy your space. So this is something that is really important. It helps us have a clear mind. The more spaciousness we have in our physical environment, in our mental environment, the more we leave room for new ideas, new inspiration, mental clarity, okay? So we're gonna take just 1 minute here, and I'll play a little bit of music, and I want you to get up and tidy your space around you in some capacity. Maybe it's throwing away an old Post-it with a phone number you don't need anymore. Maybe it's just putting your books back on the shelf. Whatever it is, let's take a moment to do that, and then we'll come back together, okay? if you need more time to tidy, you can just pause the video. Never underestimate the power of a quick tidying up. It really helps. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is your top 3 to-dos for the day. So I love this practice because it helps me to really narrow down what's important and what matters for the day. So what I want you to think about is you create this list and you're gonna have no more than 3 things. So that's why I want you to be really intentional with it, is you're gonna think about what 3 things, if I got them done, would feel very spacious for me. What 3 things, you know, on my list, whether personal, work, whatever comes up, what if I got done would be a huge relief for me to get done today, and also what's realistic, right? So my example for this might be to finalize my weekly goals for work, to send my dad's birthday gift, and maybe to schedule an electrician for an issue that's been lingering. So those 3 things, I know if I could get those 3 things done today, that would give me a lot of peace. So I want you to think about what are your top 3 to-dos this week that would clear space, or I'm sorry, your top 3 to-dos today. Pardon me, you can do this week too, but let's focus on today if you can. What are your top 3 to-dos today that would clear a lot of space for you? Okay, go ahead. When you're done with that, what I want you to do is take just a minute to schedule it somewhere. So whether you use like iCal as a calendar, or maybe you use Asana to manage your tasks, or maybe you have a paper calendar, or maybe you just want to write a post-it and put it on your computer screen or somewhere on your desk, whatever, your reminders on your phone, whatever it is, I want you to take just 1 minute here to actually create some accountability for yourself. So give yourself a box to check. It's going to really program that reward in you for when you get this thing done. Okay, so just 1 minute to do so, to schedule it in. And I'm going to do the same, which is why you'll see me on my computer. All right, beautiful. So if you need any more time, you can always pause and get that done. But the scheduling piece is really important, so don't forget that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is gratitude. Gratitude is such an important thing because it helps us to look at the world from a lens and an energy of abundance, of looking at what is working, what we can celebrate versus all the things that aren't. So what you're going to do is write 3 statements of gratitude. So for example, mine might say, "Thank you so much for the time and energy I take to nurture myself so I can serve others too." That's a big win that you're even here and doing this and making the time, right? I might write, "I am so grateful for the abundance and miracles that are on their way to me." So that's kind of a mix between manifesting and gratitude, right? I'm saying thank you for what I want to call in. Or, "I am so thankful for my partner Billy and my dog Kingsley, who give me such unconditional love." So there's no right or wrong way to do this. 3 statements of gratitude. If you can, add a little bit of detail to them to evoke some emotion, okay? To really feel into that. Go ahead. As you wrap that up, of course, if you need more time, feel free to pause. And the next thing we're going to do is some affirmations. So again, this is all part of my checklist that I've been doing for nearly 5 years. These are some of the things I do nearly every single day that are really powerful for me. So affirmations are just I am statements. They don't always have to start with I am, but they're positive statements that you want to be true for yourself, that you want to embody. So some examples of affirmations that I might write are, I am enough. I have plenty of time and move gracefully through my day, or I am a magnet for miracles and happiness. Okay, so if you're new, keep it simple. I am and pick one word is totally fine. But if you've been here a while and you've done this a bunch of times, I want to challenge you to make these a little lengthier. So like we did with the gratitude, add a little bit more emotion to it, right? So the example of the ones I gave was, I have plenty of time and move gracefully through my day. So that really evokes emotion, right? That's a little bit of a longer sentence, but it really evokes emotion. It gives me clarity on what it would feel like to have plenty of time and to move gracefully and flowing through my day. Right? So I want you to write 3 affirmations, get those down. And just a reminder that you don't want to write the negative, right? So maybe say you're feeling lazy. You don't write, I am not lazy. You're going to think about the opposite of lazy, right? I am energized. I am productive. I am efficient. I am doing exactly the amount that is right for me, right? I am exactly where I am. So really look at the positive statement, okay? So 3 affirmations. Great work. I hope those feel good. And even if they don't, keep in mind that if you feel like a full-blown imposter right now, if it feels really unnatural, that is totally normal. It takes a lot of time to reprogram the operating system that we're functioning in. So if that felt really strange to you or felt uncomfortable, that's totally okay. Please don't judge yourself. We always look at things with curiosity, not judgment here at Self-Care Society. And I promise it gets easier every single time you do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is a biography from the future. So again, this is something I've been doing for nearly 5 years, almost every day. And it's really about getting intentional and reminding ourselves how we want to show up in the world, who we want to be, what we're stepping into. If we don't decide who we want to be, then we're going to let everyone else around us decide who we're supposed to be. And that's no fun. That's no good. So this exercise is absolutely one of my favorites. And what you're going to do is you're going to think about if someone was writing a biography about you in the future, and I usually go somewhere like 5 years in the future. It's usually where my head can go, but whatever you want, it could be 1 year, 10 year, 20 years, whatever. And I want you to think about someone's writing a biography about you and they're just giving a blurb about your life. So one thing that is helpful to imagine is, say you wrote a book and someone opens the book jacket and there's the picture of you and it has, you know, a few sentences about who you are, what you do you have family, where do you live, you know, what are you all about? And it just has a little, it's like sort of blurb about who you are. So you're going to write that from the future. So let me give you an example. I'll read you mine, what mine might look like from the future, and then I'll give you a few minutes to do this on your own. Okay. So mine might say, and you're going to start with your name. So mine would say, Danika Brescia is ... So your name is ... Danika Brescia is a mother, author, speaker, and wellness entrepreneur. She and her partner Billy have 4 healthy children and live on lots of land with a big, robust garden, complete with chickens and other animals. She is healthier and more vibrant than she's ever been and is financially free. She has the perfect blend of grounding down at home and adventuring around the world with her family. She is known for her generosity and positive impact through her charity that helps those in need find accessible self-care options. Right? So it may not be as easy. I've been doing this for 5 years or 6 years now, but keep it simple if you have no idea. It can be as simple as Danika Brescia is happy, healthy, and free. She lives a life that makes her proud and she's surrounded by love. Right? So keep it simple if you have no idea, but if you do know details and you do know specifics, I encourage you to get creative, let your mind wander, let yourself imagine, and see what comes out. Okay, so let's take 2 or 3 minutes to do this. All right, so I hope that was fun for you. If you got stuck, don't stress. You can always get another shot, but it's just permission to dream. This is so, so important to decide and to see and to visualize, which we're going to do just a second here, but to visualize what we want for ourselves. So the next activity is a visualization activity, and it's sort of playing off the biography that you just wrote. So this is sort of one of the last things that I do on my self-care checklist regularly, and it's a journal entry from the future. So now we're just shifting perspectives, right? Our biography was as if someone else was writing it about us. And our journal entry is, you're gonna imagine you open your journal in the future, in this moment in the future you just wrote about, and you're gonna write about just whatever's going on, right? So you're gonna write a journal entry from that time in the future. So for example, mine might say, it's the perfect early morning and the kids are still sleeping. Billy brings me coffee and we sip it together as we let the chickens out to run around and observe our beautiful garden. Life is so good. I feel so spacious, free, light. I am having a positive impact and that feels really great. We have more than enough, but we live simply. Tomorrow we'll take a flight to Europe for a few weeks. We take these trips every few months as we feel called. I read a reflection from one of our scholarship recipients this morning and my heart is so full. Life is beautiful. Okay, so think about that vision you just had as you wrote your biography from the future, and think about what a day in that life would look like, and write a journal entry. What are you doing that day? What are you noticing? How are you feeling? What are the details of that day? Again, no right or wrong way to do this. Just play, let yourself imagine, let yourself create. Okay, our thoughts are creating our reality. What we think about, what we put energy towards, is what we attract. And so that's why we spend so much time reprogramming the way we see ourselves and the way we see the world. Okay, so have fun, play, write a journal entry from the future. I'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes to do that, and then we'll come back. hope that was fun for you. It was really fun for me. I try and envision something new all the time. The big picture is always the same, of course, but this time I envisioned us in Europe and eating chocolate croissants and experiencing the world and living simply and more minimalistically and really focusing on experiences. And I just kind of went there and played. So I hope you were able to do that too. If not, you can always do it over and over and over. But it's just an opportunity to play and an opportunity to give you permission to dream, which is so important. So we're almost done here. The last thing I want to encourage you to do before I give you your checklist here is I want to encourage you, when this class is over, in order to check the connection box, I want you to go into the community and put a little heart on 3 posts. And if you're feeling up to it for extra credit, post an update in the community. And on your update, you can say, hey, I just did the pre-recorded class and here's my journal entry from the future I thought I'd share, or here are my affirmations for the day. This is a really beautiful way to give a gift to our community. They learn from you. That's the reason we're such advocates here for sharing. And so if you feel called and you can spare a couple minutes to do that, that would be really powerful and a beautiful gift to our community. And also a nice reminder that this exists for those people who maybe can't make it to all the classes on the schedule. So that's your connection challenge. I'm going to give you a checklist right now. So I'm going to go through this slowly so you can write them down just to make sure. And then you can go back to your checklist and check off your wins. And then I'll pull a card for us and then we'll be on our way. Okay. So we have breath work. We started with breath work by doing the up to the 8 counts and breathing in and out. We did meditation. So for meditation, we did that body scan, that golden light throughout our entire body. We looked at rest. So we documented our sleep, how we felt, anything we noticed, how much time we got. And that's just creating awareness. We can't change anything without awareness. So that's a beautiful piece of it. We did space. So we took a minute to tidy our space, to clear things out, and to create an environment that was more open to receiving for us. We practiced intentionality. We talked about what are our 3 things that we could do today that would give us a lot of spaciousness, that would help alleviate stress, that would be great to get done, and we scheduled them. So that was intentionality. We practiced gratitude. We wrote 3 things that we were grateful for. We practiced affirmations by writing 3 affirmations. We practiced manifestation by writing a biography from the future. We practiced visualization by writing a journal entry from the future and really envisioning what that would look like. We got connection, as long as you like a few people's posts and post in the group. And that's it for today. So breath work, meditation, rest, space, intentionality, gratitude, affirmations, manifestation, visualization, and connection. Okay? So I can't end class without pulling a card for you. And let's just ask for what we need to hear for September. What's going to be a card that really guides our community in September in a way that they want to hear, they can hear this over and over. This will be a guiding light. What's it going to be? Oh, this is one of the best cards in the deck. The High Priestess. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The High Priestess. Wow. I can't believe we got that. It's amazing. High Priestess, mystery. Some things are not meant to be known intellectually, but are meant to be experienced through intuition. This card reminds me to trust that I have access to higher wisdom and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. This is the time when mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. Trust that I have access to higher wisdom and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. Experiencing things through intuition. The High Priestess. That's our message for September. All right, my loves, or whenever you're doing this class, I have no doubt that whatever you're hearing is exactly what you're supposed to hear. So anyway, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making time for you. I know it's different than doing it with a big group, but I hope it was as nourishing and fulfilling as it was for me. So thank you for being here. I love you so much. Maybe I'll see you again on this pre-recorded class or in a live class very soon. And I hope that you are doing great and you have a beautiful day. I'll see you in the community. Bye.